Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about the Republican Party in the Senate and how things are kind of going there because it's taken some interesting turns over the last couple of days. And we're just going to kind of run through everything. If you were to engage in no spin, okay, and just use the rhetoric that Republicans would use to describe Democrats if Democrats did what Republicans did over the last 48 to 72 hours. Senate Republicans have decided that they are now the open borders, anti-Israel, pro-China party. Pro-Putin as well, but that's been there for a while. That's really what they did. Now, obviously, they have all of their reasons and their pretend reasons for doing it this way. But if you weren't trying to play into their nonsense, that's what you would come away with, because that's what they did. That by their own rhetoric. What actually occurred was you had a few Republican senators look over at the House. And they're like, hey, all of that dysfunction and disarray that's over there in the House that has turned the U.S. House of Representatives into just a giant clown show, we need some of that in the Senate. And we are going to follow Trump's advice and engage in the same kind of indecisive action that led to all of the mess in the House. That's really what happened. Trump does not want any kind of border security to actually move forward. He doesn't want that because he needs to scare people. Those people who are easily frightened, those people who are easily manipulated, he needs them to win. He needs their votes. And he knows that if any border security stuff happens, the Republicans who voted for it, they're going to say it was a success, which is going to undermine his message of being the only one who can do anything and scaring old white people. So he told this to the Senate. The Senate, some of the Republicans in the Senate, tanked a joint bill. It has created an utter disaster for the Republican Party because, again, Trump doesn't care about the Republican Party. He doesn't care about conservative values. He never has. He's lied to you for years. So he is in the process of absolutely destroying the Republican Party for his own benefit. But whatever. Schumer, being incredibly gracious, last night was basically like, guys, y'all have the night. You need to figure out what you want to do by tomorrow, talking to the Republican Party, and gave them the night to figure something out. Realistically, there are four things that people are trying to move forward in the Senate. You have the border security thing, you have aid to Israel, aid to Ukraine, and aid to countries in the Indo-Pacific region, and that's going to be used to deter China. That's what the aid is for, and then you have the border security thing. Each one of those is its own separate component. The one that matters, the one that has to happen, and happen quickly, is the aid to Ukraine. The rest of it, whatever. It can be sorted out later, and for the most part, none of that is dire. The aid to Ukraine really matters. They have to sort that out. If the United States is just going to fold and decide that it no longer wants to be a world power. The Republican Party has decided it wants to be weak and destroy the U.S. economy, and they want to vote that way. That's fine. They can do that. But they need to make the decision, because Europe and Ukraine in particular are waiting. That component of this deal, there's no time to play games with that. It is way past time to get that through, or say you're not going to do it, so other arrangements can be made. The rest of it, not so much. It's politics. Now, McConnell is furious, but he's at the end of his career. Schumer and McConnell are on the same page when it comes to the aid for Ukraine. Whether or not they can pull together the votes, and whether or not they can get the votes in the House, that remains to be seen. But right now, the Republican Party is in utter disarray, because you have some members of Congress in both the House and the Senate who are Republicans who are listening to Trump, who apparently are unaware that Trump is playing them for a fool and is going to destroy their reelection chances, so he can get the scared old white person vote. It's really what's going on. So hopefully the Republican Party will return today and come to Schumer with some kind of sign on what they want to do about Ukraine, because that's what matters right now. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.